There's something about the crime genre of TV that just encapsulates viewers. Whatever the reason, people are fascinated with it, whether it's true crime documentaries or the more traditional crime caper TV shows. Some of these are the most watched types of shows in TV history. Today, we are looking at some of the best TV crime shows fans need to watch. So stay right where you are. First up, where else to start than an absolute classic? Arguably the greatest TV show ever made, The Sopranos burst onto our TV screens back in 1999 and follows mob boss Tony Soprano as he navigates his way through life. The show was a game changer in the crime genre, as it humanized an otherwise sociopathic killer and had the audience actually rooting for him. The HBO show gives an in-depth look into the lives of mobsters and how the inner workings of the mob actually work. Schemes like extortion, number running, bribery, and intimidation are rife throughout the series, and the show also delves into the personal lives of the mafia members and shows how some of them struggle to deal with the life they have chosen, particularly Tony himself, played by the late James Gandolfini, and his nephew Christopher, who is portrayed by Michael Imperioli. Of course, there are obvious psychotic characters you might expect in a mob drama, particularly Richie Aprile, who we meet in season 2, but by the end of the show, you find yourself actively wanting them to come out on the other side unscathed. If you haven't seen The Sopranos, what on earth are you waiting for? A modern classic from England is up next. Peaky Blinders, the show which follows the gypsy Shelby clan from Birmingham, is a massively popular show, not just in England, but all over the world. The main protagonist, Tommy, is a brooding character, similar in some ways to the aforementioned Tony Soprano, who is struggling mentally after returning to the UK after World War I, suffering from obvious PTSD. The show chronicles Tommy and his brothers, John and Arthur, as well as their Aunt Polly, in their criminal endeavors in England's Midlands area. They're involved mainly in racecourse gambling, but Tommy has his fingers in many pies, and the story tells us of his beginnings as a petty thief to his later life as a millionaire criminal mastermind. The show is steeped in real-life history and features actual gangsters such as Alfie Solomons, Tom Hardy, and Darby Sabini, although Tommy himself was not a real-life person. Watch out for XPM Winston Churchill too, and a stellar performance from Sam Neill as Tommy's arch-rival law enforcer in the early seasons. Have you seen Peaky Blinders? Ozark is up next. Stay tuned. Jason Bateman in a serious role, you say? Yep, and it's pretty great too. The story follows the Bird family, who relocate to the Ozarks to work as money launderers for a drug cartel. The Bird family, which consists of Marty and Wendy, plus their 2 kids, Jonah and Charlotte, are all involved in the family business, with Jonah himself actually branching out and working for a rival drug-running business in the 4th season, after he finds out about his mother's role in murdering his uncle, her own brother. This one features intricate but brilliant storylines, and no matter how far intertwined in the criminal underworld Marty and family seem to get, he always finds a way out. The show is available on Netflix right now and is currently in the middle of the 4th and final season. Have you seen any of Ozark so far? Let us know below. We're talking Narcos now. Stick around. Another Netflix show on our list today, but this one is slightly different, as every season, as well as its spin-off show, Narcos Mexico, features real-life criminals and true stories. The first couple of seasons follow the Pablo Escobar story, which anyone who hasn't been living under a rock for the past 30 years should at least know a little about, before moving on to tell the story of his biggest rivals, the Cali Cartel. Narcos Mexico chronicles Escobar's business contact in Mexico, Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo. Both shows feature some pretty brutal scenes, particularly the spin-off, which shows the real-life abduction and murder of DEA agent Kiki Camarena. They both give an excellent insight into the lives of drug runners in Latin America and show how intertwined corruption and bribery is in everyday life in the area. Have you seen any of the Narcos series? Give us your thoughts and opinions on the show below. A true crime documentary is up next, Making a Murderer. Documentary fans, don't worry, we've got you. Back in 2015, the world was stunned to learn of the case of Stephen Avery, a man who was sent to jail for 18 years for a rape he did not commit. He was out of jail for barely 2 years before he was arrested for a second time, accused this time of murdering a young photographer by the name of Teresa Hallback. The show spans 2 seasons and focuses on Avery and his nephew, Brendan Dassey, who both vehemently protest their innocence. Avery alleges that the state of Wisconsin didn't want to pay him the compensation he was claiming, which would have been somewhere north of $30 million for the 18 years he spent in jail, and set him up so that they could get out of paying him. Obviously, now that he is serving life for murder, they no longer have to provide him compensation. The accusations against the Manitowoc County Sheriff are strong and in some parts compelling, like the part where none of them can find the key of Hallback's Jeep, and suddenly it turns up on Avery's bedroom floor after multiple searches by multiple different officers. In parts, this one can be frustrating at what appears to be a clear miscarriage of justice, but you will have to watch it to see what you make of it. Next up, it's Jesse Pinkman and Walter White, yo! Breaking Bad was an absolute masterpiece when it first came out, and has gone on to spawn its own spin-off, Better Call Saul. The show focuses on Walter White, a high school chemistry teacher who learns he is dying of cancer. In a bid to provide a future for his family, he breaks bad and starts a side hustle of producing top-quality crystal meth. He enlists the help of one of his old pupils, Jesse, who has the distribution contacts, but only on a small scale. Over the subsequent seasons, we learn how White, aka Heisenberg, develops his vast criminal network, which spans into Mexico and also attracts the attention of his DEA brother-in-law, Hank. At the start of the series, Jesse cares about nothing more than getting high, whilst Walter is a by-the-book, some might say, boring character. But by the end of the show, the roles are well and truly reversed, and we see a softer, more empathetic, guilt-ridden Jesse and a self-centered, arrogant White. It's really excellent. Have you seen Breaking Bad? Let us know below. The Wire is up now. Stay tuned. The Wire was groundbreaking when it first aired back in the early 2000s. It focused on Baltimore PD's struggle cracking organized crime and their ability to use hidden microphones or wires to crack cases. The first season focuses on Avon Barksdale and his sidekick Stringer Bell, who later goes on to become the gang leader, while subsequent seasons focus on other criminal conspiracies and different characters. Bell and Barksdale are never far from the watchful eye of Baltimore's finest, Jimmy McNulty and Bunk Moreland. Watch out for one of the best, most ruthless characters in TV history in this one, the homosexual robber of drug dealers Omar Little. Have you seen The Wire? If not, why not? We're heading north to Minnesota now with Fargo. Based on the 1996 Coen brother cult classic movie of the same name, Fargo Season 1 was a TV series version of the movie, which was great, but the subsequent 3 seasons were all original ideas and all featured some fantastic writing and superb twists. All 4 seasons feature top-class Hollywood talent and all focus on a criminal conspiracy of some sort, usually a bungling would-be criminal, Martin Freeman's Lester Nygaard in Season 1 for example, and a harder criminal element, and the police's attempts to get to the truth. Fargo is excellent viewing, and although the 4th season came in for a little criticism, the first 3 easily make up for it. Check it out. Last but not least, it's The Shield. Don't go anywhere. The Shield focuses on Vic Mackey and his Farmington, LA-based strike team. The corrupt cop show spans 7 seasons of top-class action and intertwining storylines, which end in one of the greatest twists in TV cop show history. Some factions of the LA brass are out to get Mackey from day one, but others are known to turn a blind eye to his underhanded tactics as he gets results. When an undercover internal special affairs agent infiltrates his team, Mackie has to figure out a way to get rid of him, but keep himself and his team out of jail in the process. This is easily one of the best cop-focused shows of all time, and if you haven't seen it, where have you been? As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to stop by next time for some more revelations. Also, why not do us a favor and share today's video with any TV show fans you know of. Bye guys!